Man, I'm really surprised why this podcast hasn't taken off.
Hey TikTok, it's Michelle Obama, and I'm here with my big brother Craig.
Hey everybody.
We're here because we're excited to announce
The internet is undefeated, as of course those are not the only two undercover brothers, as of course we have the latest allegations coming out right now against Jay-Z and P Diddy. All of this as P Diddy is expected to be in court just a few hours from now, as there is an accuser whose case was previously dismissed that's coming out and actually speaking out against Jay-Z. All of this as Diddy's defense is ramping up and now accusing CNN of altering, editing, and destroying evidence. What's really going on here? Because CNN has pretty bad ethics, but are they really that awful, that bad? And did they just goof up this entire case against Diddy? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in this particular video, as, of course, the memes are pretty incredible on the internet. All of this as Ellen DeGeneres was recently asked about P. Diddy, and it looks like she really didn't have much to say for some strange reason, as she also fled the country and left, allegedly, according to some sources.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Have a good night.
Have you been to...
Yep, as of course the situation has drastically changed, and these people are now finally being asked. The people the internet never forgets, and shouts out to this guy for actually holding a lot of these celebrities to account, since a lot of the times they act completely above the law. They are able to do whatever they want, but now we're living in a new day and age where those personalities, those industries don't have as much power as online independent journalism, which clearly is way more powerful than the old system, as the old system also is rotten to its core. Now, let's talk about Jay-Z here. A man who admittedly sold crack to his neighbors, shot his brother when he was still a very young teenager, a man of not the best ethics and morals, a guy who, talks about Rockefeller, yeah, I'm a Rockefeller. Anyway, as just about 4 weeks ago, the case against him was dismissed, as his accuser now is coming out and saying, you know what happened here? I was under duress, forced to make statements that I didn't believe here. Now, we talked about this larger case dismissal. We talked about the case when it first popped up and said, hey, these are some very serious allegations. The case was dismissed. Now we're finding out why it was dismissed, according to the lawyer that represented the victim here, John Doe, who alleges when she was 13 in the year 2000, Diddy and Jay-Z did awful things to her after the VMA Awards in New York City. Tony Busby is the lawyer that represented this John Doe, as Jay-Z now is suing John Doe, and Tony Busby claiming that their allegations against him and their larger extortion threats led them to lose $20 million. This, as now the court proceedings are going to be moving on, but Jay-Z's accuser now is coming out and saying, yes, the private investigators twisted her words to make it look like she retracted her allegations in taped conversations when she alleges that she didn't. As earlier this week, in a recording released by the rapper's lawyer, Jay-Z's lawyers, the accuser, identified as Jane Doe, seemingly, quote, walked back her claim that the hip-hop mogul assaulted her in an adult fashion. In new documents obtained by TMZ, Doe, however, told the judge that the two investigators, Charlotte Henderson and James Butler, showed up uninvited to her home in Alabama. During their interaction, Doe claims she trembled the entire time. They spoke to her, and she was in no way calm, neutral, or at ease, as the men described her. Doe also shut down their story that she told them 4 times Jay-Z was not involved in the alleged assault following the 2000 VMAs in New York City. Quote, "I never stated whether once or 4 times that Mr. Carter did not assault me," she said in new documents. In the tape obtained by ABC News, Doe can mostly be heard responding, "Yeah," to their questions. At one point, however, she seemed to claim her attorney, Tony Busby, pushed her to sue Jay-Z. Now, Doe says she never made such statements about Busby to Henderson or any other person. Doe also claimed to allude the tape was edited to paint her in unflattering light. For example, Doe says that she asked the man, "How does this help me?" During the conversation, she claims it sounds like she is asking what's in it for her. But Doe insists that her question was a response to Henderson allegedly yelling, "We're trying to help you." In the tape, Doe alleges to private investigators that her attorney pushed her to sue Jay-Z, who reportedly is worth $2.5 billion. Quote, he was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him with Jay-Z, she said in the recording. Now, I haven't heard the recording myself, but a lot of these allegations, a lot of these witnesses are going to this specific lawyer, and it is the personal cases that are being done by him specifically. Now, there are also federal charges within the Southern District of New York that, has an office that isn't always known for the best reputation, especially with the latest allegations against them covering up the Epstein saga. As, of course, the SDNY worked on the Epstein case, the Maxwell case, the Sam Bankman-Fried case, and, of course, now this Diddy case, where Diddy is expected to be in court this morning for. Before going on and talking about this alleged edited CNN tape, let me tell you about LukeUnfiltered.com, a really great, awesome, incredible platform where you get to meet like-minded people. You get 13 plus years of exclusive videos centered towards helping you become the best, most amazing, strongest version of yourself. Health advice, financial advice, career advice, all of that, plus so much deep down the rabbit hole information that you can't get it anywhere else. Plus, you get the ability to be a part of these shows. You get to actually ask a question. I will play your video through our Telegram channel that you guys have access to. It's one of the many incredible perks that we have available to you. We are doing a range day this Sunday in South Florida, and we're going to be doing a lot of really cool, awesome, fun stuff just for members of LukeUnfiltered.com. So if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. It's the easy way of actually being a part of this independent media organization. And because you guys are, I wouldn't be able to be here. I want to expand this independent media operation. I want to go out there. I want to buy a last-minute flight to a breaking news event. I want to make sure I could have enough for a fixer or a hotel or a camera person. I don't have that. With your support, I could have that, and I promise to work with every single dime you guys give me to make sure that I give you the best coverage possible here. Of course, we were talking about this Jay-Z stuff for quite a long time. We were talking about this Diddy stuff, this Epstein stuff, way before a lot of people in the mainstream were talking about it. As, of course, all the signs were there. It was pretty clear. This was a pretty disgusting industry, as many people were making jokes about this, but a lot of people knew. A lot of people, just were quiet. A lot of people were silenced. A lot of people also were threatened. Now, what's going to be happening with this now legal case against the lawyer here in Jane Doe? Well, time will tell. We're going to follow it closely, and we're going to report on it. I know a lot of people just like to report things that are convenient to their overall narrative. We reported to you, hey, the case against Jay-Z was dismissed here because it's important to be honest here. Now, one media organization that is not known for their honesty is CNN, that, according to Diddy's lawyers, destroyed, altered, and edited the video of him beating up his girlfriend in the hotel room that they were both staying in during an altercation that happened a couple years ago. As, of course, these are new court documents filed by Diddy's lawyers that are claiming CNN destroyed the only known copy of the 2016 video in which Diddy is seen beating Casey in the hallway of an LA hotel. Quote, CNN purchased the only known copy of the hotel surveillance footage, uploaded the footage into a free editing software, altered the video, and then destroyed the original footage, even though it knew about it and repeatedly reported this about the federal investigation. Now, it's important to know here, TMZ is breaking the story here, and this is what they had to say about this particular incident.
We just broke a huge story on the website. An unbelievable story. Remember the Cassie video? This is Diddy beating Cassie in the hallway of the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles back in 2016. Everybody assumed this video was going to be a really important part of the federal case, even though he's not being charged for this. The prosecution wanted to play this video to the jury in the federal case. I do not think that's going to happen because
the video is pretty awful, so we're not going to be showing you the video, by the way. Just a heads up here. That's why I took the screen down here for this particular broadcast. But it's awful, and it really paints him in an extraordinary, awful, just brutal way. Now, are Diddy's lawyers onto something? No, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, as TMZ is giving credence to the allegations here a little bit too much, in my opinion.
CNN, according to the defense, altered this video before it aired it and has now destroyed the original.
Like I said, unbelievable. If true that original copy of that video has been destroyed, I can't even get into why it would have been destroyed. But the bottom line for the case, as you say, is if that's true, it's going to be a huge.
Yeah, if it's true, this is an allegation. Now, how do you alter and edit a video to show someone literally going like this and kicking them and beating them when they're on the ground? Unless you're doing some CGI magic stuff, I don't care what way you kind of play it. And I don't know what the Diddy lawyers are trying to really come up with this, because the video's clear. He beats her butt decisively. Like, it's not fair. Men overwhelmingly have a physical advantage over women. It's pretty clear. I don't care. You play it back and forth. You rewind it. You see her running away, right? Did they alter it in a way where she was running away backwards, running towards him, and somehow became an aggressor? No. So that's not the video that we saw here. Okay, that doesn't make sense there. So I think Diddy's lawyers are stretching. I think they're trying to distract from this case here, and they're trying to make this a big thing, when in reality, it's still a video of him whooping her butt, which is awful, which is horrendous, which as a male, you shouldn't be doing here. As CNN has officially now responded to all of this, saying, no, we didn't alter the video here. The video is pretty clear. She's trying to run away. Diddy chases her down and beats the crap out of her, as the victim in this case also came back and said, this thing isn't edited, saying specifically pushing back against the lawyer here, saying the footage is authentic and is expected to be admitted as evidence in Diddy's upcoming trial, because any way you cut it, it's still him whooping her butt in a very awful, horrible, horrendous way. Now, the story is strange, and it's only getting stranger, as the same guy who oversaw the Las Vegas major incident also is a part of it. The same guy who was a part of the Maui fire incident. Same guy. The same guy now is also listed in another lawsuit, specifically against P Diddy, that is claiming that he was a part of the larger conspiracy here, and he helped cover up the crimes that were committed against adults and some children, as he was portraying himself as a police officer from certain jurisdictions that he was not a police officer in, and allowing P. Diddy to, of course, cover up the crime here. Now, again, those are the allegations. Lots of allegations flying left and right. Doesn't mean they're always true. As right now, Diddy is set to be back in court in just a few hours from now, where he will be entering his plea with the new DOJ SDNY allegations against him of forced labor. He is, of course, expected to plead not guilty, and he is fighting all of these charges, and he is still proclaiming his innocence. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with this particular CNN tape, this LA hotel tape, but I think it's irrelevant. Now, the feds are going to have a pretty difficult time proving all of this, but they're dealing with a jurisdiction, they're dealing with a prosecutor's office where all the conspiracies got to die. Okay, all the top major issues, the top major stories, all of those places that we so desperately want disclosures from, accountability, documents to be released, all of it never happens. You're dealing with a prosecutor's office that is there, I think, to cover up the larger extortion operation that was clearly going on here. I believe these billionaires, celebrities, were connected to some really awful politicians, and I think they might have got a little bit too heavy-handed with their extortion, and then these politicians kind of answered back saying, you know what, you're going to extort us, we're just going to get you in jail, and we're going to put you away for a very long time. I think that's, in my opinion, what is happening here. How well did he plead in a few hours from now? What will happen here? How will his federal case be implicated by all of this? I don't think it will, especially with the CNN tape. How will the larger case with Jay-Z go? I don't know. We will be following that story very closely, as well as all these other stories, since I think they are of key importance to talk about, since this is an essential kind of Epstein-like saga that, in my opinion, a lot of people want to go away. We got to make sure it doesn't go away. Share this video with your friends and family members. I hope to see you guys this Sunday. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.